George Huang is back in the director's chair after a little over 20 years and is bringing Kang with him in Weekend in Taipei. Huang had first broken out with the 1994 Hollywood satire Swimming with Sharks, which he wrote, directed, and was the dialogue editor and sound effects editor, though after helming the romantic comedy Trojan War and sci-fi thriller How to Make a Monster, he would largely put directing on hold. He would, however, continue to work behind the scenes in a variety of capacities, including as a creative consultant on multiple Robert Rodriguez movies. Kang has been on a steady rise to fame since his breakout turn in Justin Lin's Better Luck Tomorrow as Han Lu, a role that, thanks to Lin, he would carry on into the Fast and Furious franchise beginning with Tokyo Drift and has played all the way through the current films, save for an absence in the 7th and 8th movies. Outside of the action franchise, Kang has also found success in Star's Power universe of shows, as well as Lucasfilm's Obi-Wan Kenobi and Rodriguez's We Can Be Heroes. Kang stars in Weekend in Taipei as Huang, a drug lord in the titular country who has been the target of investigation by Luke Evans' DEA agent John Lawler. Having taken in Gui Lunmai's Joey, a female transporter Lawler fell in love with while undercover, and her son, Huang tries to provide them with a happy life, only for Lawler's return to complicate everything. Helmed by Huang and co-written by him and the transporter's Luke Besson, the movie's cast also includes Wyatt Young, Tuo Tsunghua, Liu Yiqing, and Patrick Lee. In anticipation of the movie's release, Screen Rant interviewed George Huang and Kang to discuss Weekend in Taipei, why the project felt right to make the former's directorial return after a hiatus that lasted a little over 20 years, why the latter found his villain to be a refreshing twist on the genre's tropes, and collaborating with the movie's stunt team for his fight sequences. George Huang: "Yeah, so I've been collaborating with Luc Besson for the last 10 years, we've co-written some scripts together. So, he came to me with the idea a couple years ago, like, hey, I'm thinking of doing a female transporter set in Asia, what would that look like? So, he and I just started asking each other questions, riffing off each other, if it's a female transporter, what is she transporting? Who's she running from? Why is she running? What's her deep, dark secret? What does she want to protect?" Out of that back and forth, we sort of came up with this idea, and he knew that I was originally from Taiwan. Both my parents immigrated from there, and he had a great time shooting Lucy, also in Taiwan, so we thought this would be a great place to go shoot that movie. The last 20 years, I haven't been directing, because life gets in the way, and it's a huge commitment to direct something. And look, it's not from lack of trying to go out there and direct stuff, but I've been on enough sets now where you can see everything goes sideways so quickly, because you're not on the same page as the producers, or people want a different movie than you think you're directing, and it's just not a pleasant place to be. I remember I was doing a pilot for a network, and I remember sitting in the meeting, I was having chest pains, and I realized at that point it's like, oh, my god, this is just not worth it. Laughs, I'm gonna have a heart attack here, arguing over directing something, yeah, it's just not worth it. So, I stepped back for a while to raise my family, take care of my mom. But then, when you're working with someone like Luc Besson, and because we have been working for 10 years and collaborating, Luc Besson is such an icon in this action film genre. He knows how to execute these things, and execute efficiently, and is someone who just loves movies, he loves making movies. So, to have him and his wife, Virginie, as a producer, you're going to get the support you want. It's been nothing but just pure pleasure and joy working with Luke and Virginie on this, working with actors like Sung and Luke Evans and Gui Lunmai and Wyatt Young. It really is a dream come true. If all my directing assignments had been like this one, I probably would be directing a lot more. Laughs.